How's it going, guys? Today, I'm going to be featuring the Ohio, the legendary tier American battleship. Now, in this one, I am actually playing with Zatu. He came back after 6 to 8 months of not playing this game, which is understandable. And yeah, we're running back one of the compositions that we tried to play on stream that one time, but then we ran into a sweaty CV div, and then yeah, game was ruined. But yeah, now that Zatu understands all the changes that have happened in the last 8 months, he can actually well, try again. But yeah, he's a bit washed, but still a little better than majority of the player base. I doubt he's gonna watch it, so he'll never hear me say that, right? Surely. But yeah. Anyway, I am staying in the middle. We got the middle spawn. I mean, ideally, I'd be able to get broadsides like I am while they're trying to push the flanks. Although I'm going to quickly realize that this is a bad idea because there's not really any way to go unspotted when I am basically spotted by the enemy destroyers. And yeah, I'm getting shot at by both flanks while our team is safely behind a bunch of islands. This is probably not the best positioning to be in, especially with Louisiana on the Bravo side of the map, and he is also capable of dropping airstrikes to where I'm at. And now that I'm permanently spotted, getting shot at from both flanks, the I guess both flanks actually having a potential for a crossfire. Yeah, this is a terrible position that I've put myself in. As long as the left flank and right flank keep pushing, I'm gonna keep getting into a worse and worse spot to be shot at by the enemy team, as all of them are shooting me. But two destroyers get spotted at sea, Holland and a Kleber. Zatu does have support from a Gearing, sort of. Gearing just smokes up and tries to farm, I guess, but I'm assuming it's like a torp build Gearing that didn't take the minus 10% percent HP skill. But yeah, we do get rid of one. Holland goes down, but Zatu did trade more than half of his HP to get that one Holland, and our Gearing is basically full HP in a smoke. Ideally, what would happen now is they trade spots. Zatu sits in the smoke to farm while the Gearing goes in spots, but Gearing has no intention of spotting anything on his own. He just wants others to spot for him, and he wants to farm from smoke. And I guess in the process of trying to torpedo the Ruprecht on the flank, instead of helping Zatu, he torps Zatu instead. And yeah, Zatu unfortunately gets spotted by the Kleber, and he doesn't have enough HP to actually fight him anymore. Gearing is not even in his smoke anymore, he's just reversing away. So, I mean, did he really have support from a Gearing? I mean, even if he just stayed in his smoke, he'd be much closer to the Kleber and actually capable of landing more shots, but unfortunately he did not. And now he's just reversing away and shooting. I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish here. Ideally, he just stopped shooting and go unspotted, but he's trying to bow and reverse away from the Ruprecht. It's I guess a good thing that we had Zatu and a Kleber to at least get rid of one of their destroyers, because I think if I had to rely on this Gearing and one more Blueberry, yeah, may have been a little too tilting to keep playing. But I still can't get over this Gearing, still reversing, bowing, shooting. But also this Ruprecht doesn't shoot the destroyer, doesn't have his secondaries focus the destroyer, only the broadside battleship, even though I'm already on a double fire. And I think this is going to come and bite them in the butt later on, because we're still going to have this Gearing alive. If he had just focused the Gearing who was bound reversing away and actually got rid of him, this game may have ended very differently. But Gearing, instead of going to sea to deal with the Kleber, is now going to actually turn away and run. So instead of just sitting here, staying spotted by the Kleber and getting farmed by Takahashi, I decide to try and get some island cover so I can go unspotted. and maybe stop getting farmed from both sides of the map. I have basically been getting shot at from both sides for, well, I guess the whole match so far. And we only have 2 heals left, and Louisiana still dropping me. I don't know if that was meant for the GK, but yeah, unfortunately, even without the hybrid battleship commander that the US get that gives the buffs to the planes, planes can still fly through 2 battleship AAs without losing a single one. So yeah, that's currently where we're at with that. But Kleber does get spotted by our other destroyer, and he accidentally beaches, and luckily we get our DCP, and we can stop the flood and fire, and also smash the Kleber, and luckily since he beached secondaries we're able to finish him off. But now I have 1 heal left, and I'm on 10k HP. Yeah, there's no pushing anymore. I need to just sit behind an island and farm. I need to become a cruiser, because if I don't, then I'll probably just die. And then I won't be useful to the team anymore, as you're only really useful to the team if you're alive, even though there may be some very near useless teammates when they're alive. As long as you're alive, I guess there is potential for things to actually happen. Takahashi still chilling there. Henry pushing down the right flank. We do have a DD though, just dumping torps at him constantly, so it's kind of slowing him down. But if either flank is able to push and get me spotted, I'll probably die to the Louisiana, especially because he can just drop over the island, and yeah, then there would be nothing I could do about it. Montana pushing to the left flank from the right. That may be a problem if he does keep pushing, if he gets around the island. Even if he's behind the smoke firing penalty, I think I'm close enough. So I'm kind of hoping he just stops there, especially seeing those torpedoes. He just stops and maybe reverses away, lets me farm him a little more without getting spotted. Because at this point, I think getting spotted is a death sentence. But we have 2 DDs in Charlie Cap. But yeah, I do get spotted briefly there, and I'm expecting some Louisiana torp planes since I got spotted, and there they are. But luckily it's not actually going after me, it's going after the GK that was full HP like a minute ago, but he sailed broadside to Louisiana and the Montana, and he is basically dead, unfortunately. But yeah, after having been focused for so long at the start of the match, or really like half of the match until I actually got to cover, the only thing that was spotted was the GK charging in flat broadside, and then he got focused kind of as badly as I did, except I was angled and he was not. And yeah, 2 DDs in Charlie. They did get the cap, but I think they're both smoked up right now and just sitting there, which isn't a good idea considering that Takahashi was still there and has been unspotted for some time. All this time that he was unspotted, he has actually been repositioning and getting ready to charge into the cap. And well, the DDs are still sitting there, neither of them able to provide spotting on the cruiser, which is going to punish them here in a second. Henry did eventually turn away after being focused by torps for so long, which is good, because if he did keep pushing, Henry farming me from the other side would have been a very bad problem. Takahashi, relatively broadside. I think we still have enough pen to actually hit a citadel here. Dispersion doesn't look that great, and yeah, only an overpen. Kinda tragic. Unfortunately, we weren't able to save our destroyer. And now, well, our DDs can only run away. More Louisiana planes coming in. I am trying to reverse to put the island in between me and Takahashi again, just so I can stay unspotted while I shoot. Not quite at the corner when I do, but we do go unspotted pretty quickly. Another salvo. Still no citadels. Unfortunate. Would have been nice to have gotten rid of him so I had somewhere to go, In the event Henry starts pushing again, or the Louisiana actually starts pushing from their spawn, which he is now in B. Yeah, also the DD that's behind me isn't really trying to spot the Takahashi. He's trying to run away. I think it's still the gearing that was with us at the start. And yeah, he's gonna keep running away towards our other destroyer on the other flank. Ideally, he would have kept the Takahashi spotted and even the Louisiana, and maybe allowed myself to find a opportunity to punish a broadside or catch them off guard or something. But yeah, no, he's not gonna spot the Takahashi, so I do need to worry about him, especially if he does start charging out towards the flank again. If he does and starts kiting and just farming, yeah, there's not a whole lot I will be able to do because we're more than close enough for that Louisiana. Luckily though, when Louisiana pushed into the cap, we did get a couple of resets with our secondaries that somehow lobbed over the island. I didn't expect it, but we got it, so the cap was delayed a little longer, and that gives our team some time to I guess try to reset him. He is also on fire from the couple of secondaries that hit him, and it is currently burning as we get our high caliber medal. But now I'm just expecting Takahashi to charge around the corner, which he does, and luckily I think he was focused on the other battleship that was spotted and wasn't expecting me to have been sitting here this entire time. Louisiana trying to reverse away back behind the island again, eating a bunch of torps. Now he is definitely low enough that we can come around this corner and remove him from the match. This is a pretty even battle now that we both have low HP. But Louisiana is still reversing and we don't quite have a shot on him. I am thinking about shooting the Henry as he's just sailing in a straight line. May have been a mistake. I probably should have held my shot for the Louisiana. And Zatu at this point is actually telling me Louisiana's looking at me. Here comes torp planes. And yeah, maybe I should have held my shot. That way I would have actually been able to shoot the Louisiana now, especially since we didn't actually do anything to the Henry. Torps, a couple of them land, tactical beaching Louisiana, getting even lower from our secondaries, double fire, and we're actually able to finish him off, which is kind of lucky. If I didn't beach, I definitely would have died. But yeah, Kraken, I guess. And now it's just the Henry that's been farming me the entire match from that flank. Just waiting for one of our destroyers to get him spotted. I don't have a damage con, and he is far enough away that I'm contemplating just waiting for my DCP to come off of cooldown, because the last thing I want to do is take one shot at him and then not kill him, and then his first salvo sets me on a permanent fire and I just simply die, especially because Henry has 38mm of pen with its HE. Ohio and Montana are basically 38 deck and upper casemates. All he has to do is really just hit me, and then he will not only do pen damage but also probably set me on fire. So as I get closer to my DCP coming off of cooldown, that's when I decide to actually shoot. Henry is actively wiggling though, so not gonna be the easiest thing to do. First salvo looks pretty decent, and yeah, we get a decent chunk in, and luckily I did hold my shot for my DCP, because exactly what I was thinking, first salvo sets me on fire, and I didn't actually finish him off with the first salvo. So now that I had my DCP, I can not burn, and Henry is on fire himself. I'm not sure where his DCP is, but yeah, he is dead, and we do in fact get a Pitadel. Would have been nice to have gotten it on the first salvo, especially with all the shells hitting his bow, but we do eventually finish off the Henry, securing our 6th kill. Yeah, this was a pretty bad start to the match, but then as soon as we got into cover and stopped getting farmed, our damage went from, I think we're at like 70k, more than halfway through the battle, and then ended up at what was it, 190 something thousand, 192 in that short period of time. But yeah, at least we were able to win after being stressed about the gearing. But yeah, same Optimus Prime build, that's never gonna change. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and share it with your friends, or leave a comment down below on other ships you want to see in the future. But till next time, aloha.